Hello everybody, this is Paco3D.art, and today's lesson we are doing a practical exercise covering everything that we've learned in the first 7 lessons. So as we can recall, we've opened the project, we have learned how to move objects, we have learned how to rotate objects, we've learned how to scale objects, and so on, right? So just a bit of a summary, let's commence. Alright, so in today's summary, will be essentially, if the button works, there you go. So today we'll be creating this little soldier here. With this little soldier, we'll be essentially creating some material colors, just so we know, where we're placing the things. Then later onwards, by the use with snapping, we'll put these objects together just for fun. And then later onwards, we will try to simulate and adjust these pieces here. The trick is that a lot of these objects here will have a wrong pivot point. So let's have a look. Let's start with the soldier. And we're gonna create all these different objects. Feel free to not follow me along. Like if you go, you know what, I think I can do this myself, that's fine. You don't need to do everything one-on-one with me. It's important that you experiment and you explore, outside of doing things. Gain some confidence in doing this yourself. However, if you tackle this and you're like, I actually don't know where to find the button or how to do it, then you can unpause the video and see me how I do the rest of this, because you've learned this already. You already know how to do this if you've seen the previous 7 videos. All right, let's do the soldier. Be mindful, however, that as already said in the previous videos, for this video you will need to go to my Patreon to download this file. I will give you the link in the description below. And you have to download and set up the projects. If you don't know how to set up the project, you also need to go, if my memory recalls, is perhaps lesson number 2 to set up the project. So without further ado, let's set up the little soldier. So, by the way, I should perhaps use this. Okay, so I'm gonna get real nice and close in here already. And I have set up this image here as a guide for you, but also like I've put in here this little doll with the primitives that we're going to use. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start creating some objects. We can start from the very bottom to the top or side versa, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna also set up some material colors for this. So as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors in total. So let's start with the very bottom there. So this is the cylinder, I guess. So I'm just gonna go here, right click, cylinder. All right. And what we're gonna do is move this up, move the pivot point. Oh, actually, let's not move the pivot point yet, because we should first set up the size with tweak, press T. Yeah, and we're gonna set up the radius, make this a bit, and it doesn't have to be perfect to the reference, as long as like you're practicing. You don't need to be too perfect. We can focus on that once we've learned a little bit more on some modeling skills. Okay, so I think I'm very happy with that. And now I'm gonna move the pivot point to the bottom. So I press W for move, hold down D, move the pivot point to the bottom, and then holding down X, I'm gonna put that to the grid. Very good. Considering that this is the same object, I'm gonna save a bit of time. I'm just gonna duplicate the same object and just duplicate it and just scale it. Just for consistency's sake. And to be fast as well. When it comes to the 3D industry, the faster you can be, the more like you're gonna get hired, because people don't want to spend too much money. So we're gonna scale that now. I have accidentally put animation with that. If you want to scale this way, but you cannot see the guy, you can hold down Control and use this instead in order to scale it this way, which is a very nice, lazy way of doing it. So I'm just gonna move that there, perhaps around there. And here it seems a little bit taller. So I'm gonna try to get something closer to the image. It doesn't have to be close to this. Again, I'm going to. We can clear the transforms later. Actually, we don't have to do that now. Holding down Shift and move. That's the clone. Okay, and now we can snap to the one below that. Scale, make it a little bit bigger. And we can change the colors a little bit later. Move, Shift to clone, move up. Snap to the bottom there. And see that I'm using only the y-axis to move that down using V, right? Scale. Holding Control, this one there. And the cool thing about the pivot point being the bottom there is that if I want to scale upwards like this, it's gonna scale from this direction, yeah. Let's have a look to see what this looks like in the front view. Just gonna hold down spacebar. Front view, so we can see that. Oh, I'm really doing my own thing. But it's, you know what? It's just to show that it doesn't really matter. You can. It's just about the practice of building some things, putting something together. Now, what object do you think I'm using here? Because it's at first it's kind of tricky. Like we could have used a cone, but I used a torus with a very small count of triangles. So if we go right click, and then we go torus. Let's see if we can find this in perspective view. Where are you, torus? There you go, a torus. If we press tweak, it's only got, let's do that, 12 subdivisions in the axis and the height. This is where I went free. And then just to give it a kind of a skirt, I went like that. And there you go, that's it. That's all I've done, mate. That's all I've done. Maybe increase the radius a little bit, there you go. We got the little skirt of the fella there. Now, you might be thinking, surely this is not how you do the modeling with a lot of this kind of stuff. Yes and no, but when it comes to blocking, modeling blocking, so if you want to block out something really quickly just to show a client or show someone, say, hey, is this what you want? And then just to give them an idea, it is totally very common. And usually it's how you start, so you can figure out where the pieces are, where the dimensions are. Because you don't want to do fine modeling or fine tweaking with anything and then be like, you know, this is not the right dimensions, or this is not fitting in the right place. And then you're like, oh no. And it's a good practice to start small always first. Okay, let's do that there. So we're gonna do his stomach kind of thing. That actually is almost perfect. Just gonna move that a little bit bigger. I'm gonna clone that a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger again. And those two look almost the same, kind of. Might squeeze a little bit more this way. And then clone that up again a little bit higher, like for these, in real life, they are 2 cylinders and then cut by half. We are not going to reach to that point just yet because we are just working on simplicity right now, so don't worry about that. I'm just gonna do those two guys there. I'm gonna go scale it this way, and then maybe this way. Duplicate, move that up. Nope. And yeah, as you can see, I use the shortcuts like crazy. I just go between W, E, R very quickly. That's the point of this exercise as well, is for you to be a quick ninja and just switch between them, you know, very easily. For these two, I just use two very basic spheres. So just go on sphere, move that up. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, why not? I'm just gonna use control space so we can have a big screen so you can see everything a lot easier. With this, I just went and clone that. And then I make that a lot bigger, like to make his hat. But then I scaled it this way by going to R, holding down control, and just go. There you go. Oh my God, we're becoming professionals. I moved that a bit behind maybe, so it just went. And maybe I rotated that a little bit forward, percentage. There you go. Are we having fun? This is so much fun, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. I think created the triangle in there. Yeah, I created two little cylinders. So I made this some time ago. So for this, we're gonna create the arms. So I'm gonna go one, that there. Make this a lot smaller. Flatten them this way. And make them a little bit longer, like this. Now I might use this opportunity to show you the mirror command. So I'm just gonna do one arm. And I'm gonna show you what mirror is, so then that's one last thing that I need to show you in the future with the other videos. Okay, so I'm just gonna duplicate that to do the next arm. And put that there. By the way, if anyone's wondering if I am very weird or why I'm making cat noises, yes, I'm a weird person, and yes, I do weird noises sometimes, I guess. So I'm gonna create the triangle and one eye, and then we can do all of these using the mirror function. So let's go cone. That's a big nose, man. He might as well be Pinocchio. Could be a bird. Could he be a bird? Maybe it could be a bird. No, maybe, I don't know. Okay, he's got a big nose, man. He's like very macho big nose kind of man. There you go. Oh my God, he's so masculine. Big nose. We could maybe squash a bit this way. Yeah, why not? Cool story, bro. All right, so now let's do the eyes. Look at those beautiful eyes. Look at my soul. All right, so let's go here. Rotate this, remember, using J for Joker. And then we can scale this way. Make them a bit smaller. Remember that we can do snappy. So if we go, we press 4, oops. No, let's press 6. There you go, wireframe of shaded. We could arguably just snap that around there somewhere. There you go, why not? And then scale that to go a bit smaller. Alright, so remember earlier I was like, I'll show you a mirror on the wall. Who's the most handsome of them of the wall? So I will use this opportunity to show you what mirror is. Oh, he's floatless, man. He can float in space, yo. Okay, somehow I removed his legs. Okay, so now that we have got this more or less done, the next thing that we can do is we can grab all these pieces, put them together in a folder. So I'm just gonna go Control G to group them all up. Here they are. And now the ones that we want to mirror, we can make a new group, put that in here, drag it with middle mouse, like that. Let's select this one, this one, this one, because we want to mirror that to be perfectly on the other side. So we're gonna go drag this in here. Okay, yeah, there we go. And now what we can do is do a mirror on the other axis, right? So where you can find that, if you go to, sorry, just having a bit of a meltdown. Why that keeps on going? That's so bizarre. Huh, that's interesting. There you go, so we go to the modeling submenu. And then if you go to, we're looking for mirror on the wall. Sorry, I usually know this. I've got my own shortcuts for this kind of stuff. So, is it mesh? Mirror. Aha. So if you use mirror, once you place on that, and that is, you have to select on the group first. So you create a group, you put the objects that you want to mirror from one side to the other one. Then you select it, you go mesh, mirror on the wall, and there you go. It does that by default. But if you want to change the axis to anywhere else, you can just do it like that. So now that's like doing it on the bottom or doing it on the top. Okay. And for some reason, because it's done with the other objects. Okay, well, yeah, it's done mirror with all those guys. Okay, and now this is the time where we can apply with some material colors. Very good, so we have created the primitives and we've put the primitives together for the soldier. The next part that we're going to do is feel free to organize this and give them names. I'm not going to do it because this is just a very basic, learn how to move and rotate objects. But in good practices, if this is an important project, you should always rename this and organize this, okay? But let's not worry about doing this now. So what we're gonna do is now apply some colors. So I'm gonna select anything that is orange first. So I'm gonna select this one, this one, this one, this one, holding down Shift, and the skirt. We could do the nose orange as well. Why not? So the way that you set up materials is you hold down right-click button. Just here, we don't need this anymore. We hold down the right-click button, and here where it says material attributes, assign new material. So whenever you want to assign new material, that's what you usually click. So let go with new material. And then here, don't become too overwhelmed by how many different options you have here, because the main ones that you should look into is standard surface, plane, Lambert form, even using a basic Lambert is enough. The standard surface is the one that I think is quite recent. Let's go with the Lambert, which is one of the first shaders that was created. It's quite old. but that's enough. So we got the Lambert. But as you can see now, it's gone with the pasted white color at the moment, and we want to change the color here, right? So this part here on the right is where we want to change the color. There is a lot of different options, but the only one that we care for right now is for the color. So if you double click on this button here, you get the color wheel where you've got different hues. So we're just gonna go here to the orange, and we're gonna move this dot here to go orange, and that should be enough. The thing that's very important whenever you are applying materials, so you change the materials, is to just to give it a name. So usually I go matte underscore orange. It might, once I press OK, it might say orange too, because there might be already another orange material in there somewhere. Well, there isn't. Matte orange, so now we got that orange color there, which is cool. And the reason why I put matte is this very common, you know, sometimes they use M underscore or matte underscore, and then people know that is a material to start with, because sometimes this node might not be showing as a material, it's just a name. Let's move to do all the white pieces. So we go select the white pieces. So this time, I'm only going to change the material of one thing, and then show you how you can apply the same material with the other guys. So we're gonna select the top one here, right click, assign new material. Let's do Lambert. Let's change the color here to white. Call this matte white. And let's call it white soldier or something like that, just in case we can't find it. Now, let's say that you've applied that white. What you don't want to do is go here, right click, new material, don't go that, make it that white, matte, white, blah 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 blah. Nah, no bueno. You already got a white material. Why duplicate materials? Otherwise, you're gonna end up with lots and lots of white materials. So if you open the Hypershader window here, it's got like a Star Wars Death Star kind of logo, kind of a thing. Now we're gonna have, sorry, it's gonna take a minute to load for some reason. It's because it's using Arnold. Don't do that. So we go here now, we check all the materials now. We've got several white materials there, right? So each time that you keep on creating a new white material, you're gonna have 25 duplicates, right? Like, potentially, you could even already use some of the colors that are in here already. Like, you don't need to even create a new one. Like, I'm just showing you how to do a new material. But why make two white ones when, you know, you could just use the same one, yeah? So I'm just gonna even right-click here and delete it. Like, you could just select this and delete it. And now that's gone. So instead, and by the way, when it comes green like this, it means that the material is being deleted. So I'm gonna now select anything that's white, right click, existing material, white soldier. So that's the one that we created, remember, it's called underscore soldier. So now if we let that go, it will apply that same material that we created earlier. Okay. Now, let's create that bottom part there. Yeah. But I'm going to only select one because I also want to show you another way to color these two using that same Death Star. So I'm just going to go right click here, new material, Lambert, call this a gray skirt or something like that, matte, gray skirt. And it's gonna give it a bit of a orangey pasty. There you go, something like that. Now, we've learned just now that you can assign existing material like that, yeah, so we can go gray skirt like that. But another way that we can do that, say that you don't remember the name or you don't remember what it's called, you can go to the Death Star icon here, the Hypershader window. And if this is a day where I will show you all of these with detail, I might just for a second here see if there is a way I know there is a way to restart, because you might have something that's a bit more like this, where this is up here and then this create is maybe down here below. Like, I wonder if there's a way to, there has to be a way that I can just restart. Well, maybe there isn't. I know there is a way that you can restart this altogether, because I think this is a bit different. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is here, perhaps it looks something like this. Anyways, with this you can make them a little bit bigger. And here, this is the one that we created, the gray skirt. So move this on the side here. We can select these two objects, hold right click here, and this is where we can go. It's not select object with materials, we can just go assign material to selection. So you hold down right click, while you're holding right click, you move up and boom. Okay. Now, because we already know how to do this, I'm just gonna pick one of these colors here, go right click here, assign material to selection. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same with the face. It's gonna go here, pick that face. There you go, voila. Yeah, feel free to do it either way, or it doesn't matter. Like, you know, it's good to practice how to create the new materials as well and everything. Before I move on, this skirt here is driving me bananas. So what's happening here is it's created some sharp corners. I will explain on a later video how to change this. It's not important now to change this, but just mind you that, yeah, it's relatively easy, and I'll show you that in the future on how to change that shading. Okay, so now that we know how to do materials, the next part is to put this together. All right, let's put some discs together. So I'm just gonna go Control Space to make this a little bit bigger. By the way, if you're wondering how were these placed, I did not place these by hand. I used a physics simulator to put these. But what we're gonna do is, we're gonna use this by order, and let's put this together here. So I'm just gonna move this back here, move this up. Feel free to, what we can do is move the pivot down, holding down D and V, bring it down there, and then I'm sure that we can see the wireframe on shaded. We can just move that to there, and that's gonna stop there really nicely. There we go. And let's do the orange now. So this could be a very good exercise to fix the pivot points, to make sure that the orientation of the pivot point is the same as the disk, because right now this could be very, very annoying for a lot of you, right? And you might be like, oh my god, that's so annoying. So if you hold down, got a line, so now that's aligned there to that same pivot point. So you can, it would work perfectly. So now the pivot point is aligned very gracefully to the disk, just by holding down D and then pointing to one of these guys, like that. And now what we can do is align that to the center there, so we can hold down D and then V. And now voila, now that's aligned. The next thing that we can do is there is a trick that we can do, align. We can just copy the same transforms of this ones and then, but then that's gonna take a bit out of the fun. So let's do front view. That's actually not that different. Okay, that there. Okay, and then we can go to the next view here. Move that forward. They will do. They will do. Okay. Let's go to perspective. Let's do that orange one there. Move that here. Let's align the pivot point to that guy there. And then we can do snap to this one here. If your pivot point is very small, remember you can press minus or plus change that as well. Let's go to that front view. And that should help a little bit to get that straightened. Now we can do the same here. Get that straightened. Move down here. Oh my god, I am a professional. I'm so good, yeah. Cool. If anyone here is German, just please don't hate me. I'm just taking the piss, right? Like, I've got a lot of German friends. Been to Berlin a few months ago. It was a wonderful time, I think. It's a really cool place. Or I've got a few Swiss friends as well. Let's go from here. Got a lot of people that actually they think that I am German for some reason. They say that I've got a very German looking accent. Let's go back here. Hold down D and then align to that one. And then I'm just gonna snap that to that. And then here. We could use that trick where we could use that to orient. So then the pivot point is not super duper weird, like. I don't like that anymore. Okay, cool. And now, yeah, that will do. Now let's go to front. Rotate that to be something like that. Yeah, I did mess up the pivot points on purpose, so you can practice to move the pivot points, and we're gonna do that again one more time for the following exercise. Let's move on to this one. Oh, this one is really straightforward, isn't it? Remember, you can always use this one to move on that same axis there. And this one, oh my god. Too easy, mate, too easy. Oh my god. There we go, done. Okay. And yeah, at first, doing computer graphics is not a race. Don't feel overwhelmed if I am very fast at doing this kind of stuff. You're like, oh my god, this guy, he's done it so quickly, you know, like I'm barely catching up. Don't feel like that. Like, I have been doing computer graphics for so many years, man. Like, it's depressing to look at how long I've been doing this for. So don't ever use comparison, because comparison is the destruction of joy. Yes, everybody has got their journey. Everybody's taking their time to learn their things. Yeah. Let's do this one next. This one here might be a little bit time consuming because of all the pivot points. So if you feel like you've done enough, you want to move to the next video, that's fine. But I feel obliged to do this because it's here already. It's we can do it. We can have some fun. Get out of the way, and then we're finished with this part of the introduction to Maya. Okay, so the way that we're going to tackle this, because like I said already earlier, all the pivot points in here are going to be very wrangled and very messed up, and we're going to use this to fix a lot of these pieces. But I think that because these have been so wrecked with the pivot points, might be better to try to align them all to be flat and try to fix the pivot points first, and then we can, it's going to be a little bit easier to do a little bit of matching around. Yeah, I'm going to do perhaps these first pieces first. So we got this little house there, and I'm going to start fixing up the pivot points. So, and this is very good practice. So we go align, click that, and then we're gonna go hold V, snap to that. Okay. Now I might use this opportunity to do a cheat. And this is essentially to reset the pivot point. No, I'm not gonna do it, because then that's gonna take away of the fun again. So the reason why I put that pivot point there is so we can now go snap to that point there. You see how that's snapping to that corner? And what's really good about this is because that corner there is now snapping there. It's gonna be very easy for me to see if I go top view. It's going to be very easy for me to see, okay, where is that snapping there? And then go like that, go like this. There you go. And now we can move that there. And voila. I keep saying, oh, I can show you this trick. I can do this in 1 second. And then I'm like, no, I can't. I need to show you the introduction way. And I'm like, I can be a ninja. I can show you this in 2 seconds. So what I'm gonna use is, I will snap this where I know that I can snap it to the piece I've already got. So I'm gonna put the pivot point there. But first I'm gonna align it to this face. So I'm just gonna go hold D, align, then V, snap it there. And then, now that I've got that snap there, snap to that point there. Now I can snap this to that corner there. Yeah, and I think I've already said this over and over again. This is gonna take a long time, but I think that the practice is gonna be great. Like, you might feel a bit frustrated at first, but then after a little bit, you'll be like, actually, I'm a pro. I can do this in my sleep, yo. I'm a total professional. And once you get this more or less right, yeah. Now, you don't need to scale this, like this should be, like this is going a little bit into that, so we can move that. Like, yay. Okay, and we got that piece there now. All right, next is l'orange. Okay, same deal, snappy snaps. Snap to that, and then we can go, put that there. And now we can move that there like that. Let's go top view to make sure that that's, like, if you can see the face, it's like that, then you can see that's not straight enough. Okay, that should be straight enough. And now I'll move that there. And so the shadow, you can see how that's floating upwards. So now we can move that down. Whee! I think it's kind of funny how complicated I've done this exercise. That's why I'm like, after I've created this, I'm like, oh man, this is a bit too complex. But hey, you'd be surprised one day you might need to do something like this with some modeling and be like, oh god. All right, align. And now, ideally would be to snap to one of those corners over there. So I'm just gonna go snap that there, and now I'm just gonna go snappy to that side, and now I'm just gonna rotate it. This, on it. Is that our line too? Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Like it's there's much better techniques to get this perfectly straight. And to be honest, like this is more about practicing to the rotation and movement, and fixing the pivot points. All right, voila. All right, I might do one more, and I think this is like you got the gist of this. So I'm gonna do this one here, but I think after this one I'm just gonna call it quits. Maybe that's what happened before. Gonna snap that to here. But I don't think there's much point doing too many of these anyways. Like I think if you're able to do one of these, it's like it's enough. And it's gonna be very time consuming. Let's find that middle piece. I mean, if you're doing this and you feel a bit rough, or you feel a bit like, oh man, this is hard, then my suggestion is, all right, if you feel you can do the practice, then maybe do it. Because like I said in a past video, this is like someone playing tennis, right? Like, you know, sometimes you need to do this a few times and then you'll get the hang of it eventually. Like you see how it just went boom, 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 done. But sometimes if you need a bit of practice, then it's worth doing it, yeah. Okay. That's that part there. Where's the green one? Green. Wow, I really made an effort to break the pivot points in time. If someone did this to me, if someone gave me these files and went, oh yeah, just fix this, and I found the pivot points like this, I might explode. I will be like, how dare you? And they'll be like, and I'll be like, I'm gonna eat you to pieces. It certainly has happened where I'm like, I'm just trying to think. The pivot point goes might be better because there has been times where yeah, I've been getting work from someone and I'll be like, oh my god, I hate you. Why would you give me this like this? I'm sure it's happened the way around too. I think everyone's been a junior in some point or another one. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't want to say names of companies or names of people, but I'm pretty sure I've worked somewhere as a junior, and then, you know, even though I've tried my best to work as hard as possible and as well as possible, I would have done one or two things that they were not happy with me, and then just gave it to someone else, and they would have been like, oh wow, this is all now busted. Thanks, mate. Now I need to do this all myself again, you know. And I will be like, sorry. So don't worry too much. If it happens, that happens to everyone. Just try to do your best. That's what you can do. And if they tell you, hey, don't do it this way, try it this way, then try to go home and practice to do the method that I'm telling you to do, right? Blue. Let's move that there. Align. It's not exactly. It's not a very neat align. There you go. Maybe this one. I'll do. And then let's put that to that same corner there. And I think that consider this is now 12 minutes, and all the other videos they would have added a few more minutes on top of that. I think I'm gonna finish this here and call it, and that should be heaps. Got that two more pieces. We got the orange there. Feel free to do the rest if you need to practice, but I think I'm done with this, to be honest. Like I don't need to do it myself. By the way, we're not in war. There's fiestas in my town. They've got a parade or something. I'm not dying. I'm not gonna die. I want to do more tutorials, but I always get very busy doing freelancing work or learning other software or doing my own projects, but I won't mind doing some more tutorials, but I'm not going to go anywhere just yet. As you can see, it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect with this, as long as it kind of fits. If the pivots were perfect, and they were all flat on the ground, then it would be a different story, but the amount of rotating and changing I need to do with the pivot point is crazy. So what the hell, dude? Okay, let's try to put that there maybe. At least the pivot point doesn't seem to be that change. Cool, let's move that now. Imagine doing this without changing the pivot points. Imagine doing this without knowing how to do snap. You would go bananas in pajamas, man. You would be like, oh, please kill me. Don't want to do this. Imagine if you did not know how to do snaps. Wow, Macarena. You would be painful. Alright, like I said, that's enough. If anyone here is wondering about all the extra wires and all the extra geometries, because if you press free on this, it smooths out and it looks a lot nicer when smoothed. Or maybe I haven't done it with all of them, because that looks a bit funky dunky. So maybe don't do it with those ones. Okay, cool. So yeah, feel free to continue. I will stop. Yeah, just for if you like these tutorials, it could help a bit if you do follow me, because I will keep on doing more tutorials, and they will all the time become a little bit more intermediate and a little bit more advanced. And I am not just stopping with Maya. For example, I am considering to migrate eventually to Blender. I also am very confident with using Photoshop. I'm very confident with using Substance Painter. I love ZBrush as well, so it could be cool if one day I do the whole process. I don't think all the tutorials I'll be doing on YouTube are just going to be the free ones. Like in the future, I might release some intermediate tutorials that are paid or advanced, but I will try to cater both. So you can try before you buy, kind of a thing, like do a few more of these. But that should be the end of this project that I've created for you guys. The next part of the introduction of Maya is manipulating vertices, edges, and faces, and then using modeling procedures. Okay, so we might do a basic cup or something like that, and then very gradually do more modeling, and then after that we will perhaps make a basic modeling project together. Okay, remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and yeah, I'll see you soon.